We tied to go pens.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready. Stay free. Sorry. Flat earth.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Raw U podcast. We've been MIA for about 7 years now, but it's okay because we're back better than ever with some special guests today. It's episode 22. I'll start with our special guest, Mr. Charles over here, because this unso special guest is to the left of me will be after.
Thanks, Chris.
But this is our announcement of our newest athlete.
Yes.
Our newest Raw athlete. So welcome to the team.
Thank you. Happy to be a part of the team.
Yeah, we like to have a tradition of flying guys down and getting on the podcast, training, filming content, just like sucking all the life out of you for a while.
Yeah.
Scott filming your every
sending
move.
you home exhausted.
Yeah, just follow you around with the camera for a while so we can leave you alone for a bit after. But we're honored to have you on the team. So welcome. We're all super excited.
Thank you.
And our third host, I should say, our fourth host.
Yeah, I'm filling in for Dom Icavone. He's busy buying another new car, so here we are.
Throwing shade already. But this is Matthew Berzicott, our most talkative guy in the office, so we thought we'd throw him on.
I'm the morale booster.
Yeah.
What is your job title here?
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, for those of you that don't know me real quick, I am Matt Jansen's best friend, everybody. And Matt Jansen is my best friend. And we coach together. And I feel like I need my own show. This is Charles' spotlight. But I've had some life-altering things the past few months. And Raw has exploded. And you guys needed help. So I'm just filling in gaps wherever needed the last couple months. I don't really know what my job title is. Chris, what is it? You're the owner. Tell me what my job title is.
I don't know what the hell we pay you for, honestly. Apparently nothing. If you don't know.
Apparently nothing if you have time to do a podcast.
No, but yeah, that's who I am. Enough of me. Let's get into Charles' stuff.
The dirty laundry.
Yeah. Charles is going to the Olympia.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
So you just won the Cal.
Yeah.
Before that, you did Indy.
Should have won Indy.
Probably should have won that, but that's okay.
Yeah. That's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt knows everything about you. Chris and I don't know as much about you. I know about your competitive career, but I don't know anything about Charles.
Yeah.
And I think on this podcast, when we have guests like this, we like to get to know the person, right?
Absolutely.
Not just what food do you eat and that kind of boring ass bullshit. Yeah. Nobody cares. Who is Charles Griffen? Where do you hail from? Where were you born? Where'd you grow up?
Born and raised in Avondale, Arizona. 28 years of my life, and then I moved to Minnesota. So I've been in Minnesota now, cold Minnesota.
Yeah. So how old are you?
40.
You're 40? No shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 37 next week, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when's your birthday?
November 28th, so I'm about to be 41. Yeah.
What was it like turning 40?
It was just another day, really.
Was it? It didn't affect you. So you're telling me just stop thinking about it?
Yeah, it didn't affect me at all, you know what I mean? It didn't affect me at all.
I did not think you were 40.
Yeah.
I thought you were like younger than me, honestly.
Yeah,
I thought you were like 34, 35.
Yeah, you asked me that. I was like, dang, he's going to ask me.
Well, you hit me with the 28 years.
You with that. Yeah, I should have did that. That was my damn fault. I told on myself, you know what I mean? Fine.
Yeah.
We can
edit that out.
Edit it out. Edit it out. Yeah, so... Yeah, it was just another day, man. You know, I feel great, man. You know, it's all about how you feel, this and that. So it's all in the mindset. A lot of people, I'm old, I'm 40, this and that. That's bullshit, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's all, if you keep telling yourself you're old, you're going to feel old, you know what I mean? So I
stop telling myself I feel old?
Yeah, stop telling yourself that.
Well, I'm going to go to Turkey like Dom and get hair. And then once I get that and get some new teeth,
You'll be good.
Be fresh.
Yeah.
So do you mentally don't feel old, but do you physically feel old? Going to Olympia at 41?
No, not at all. Nope, not at all. For real, I feel great, you know what I mean?
In bodybuilding terms, though, you're fresh.
In bodybuilding terms, I'm fresh because I've only been bodybuilding for 8 years.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I started when I was 32 years old. 2014 was my first show, so, been on...
That's when I started.
Yeah, so bodybuilding years, I'm real fresh, you know what I mean? So that's why I feel the way I do, you know what I mean? Haven't had any major injuries or anything like that. Body feels great, man, so yeah.
Why did you start bodybuilding at 32? What were you doing?
I was, living life recklessly, you know what I
Really?
mean? Living life recklessly, my whole life I've been a, party of drugs, enjoying the party life, you know what I mean? And the passing of my mother in 2010, that really sent me off the deep end, you know what I mean?
Okay.
A lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol. I'm talking about Molly, cocaine, ecstasy, riding my motorcycle, going 160 miles an hour on the freeway with several shots of Patron in me, just not really caring about life, you know what I mean? Because I lost my best friend. And I lived on that. I was on that path for about, she died October 2012. I was on that path until February 2014 when I was just like, shit, what am I doing with myself? You know what I mean?
What happened in February 20? Anything happen or?
Was there like a turning point there?
I was on a
or-
binger. I was on like a 3 or 4 day binger, just coked out, just going ham. And I was on a binger, and I was like, I got to do better for myself. I got to be better. You know what I mean? And
What were you like working at this time? What were you functioning?
I was working, but then once I got a little money, you know, I was working. Wasn't really working, but I still had a job, a 9-to-5 job. But I had got some money from her passing, and I was just blowing through it. You know what I mean? I was just living life, and
Okay.
I knew I needed to change. You know what I mean? And what I did was trying to go to sleep, couldn't go to sleep. I threw the drugs and the cocaine in the toilet. I remember vividly, threw the cocaine in the toilet like, I'm gonna get some sleep. I took some Benadryl, went to sleep, woke up that next day and went to the gym, and I was like, I'm gonna do bodybuilding. And you know, I have my family has crazy genetics, and everybody was like, I need to be a bodybuilder, this and that. So I was like, what's gonna help me put some discipline and structure in my life? Boom, 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 bodybuilding. And that's what brought me to bodybuilding, because I know I needed change, and I know I needed some, you know, discipline and structure put in my life, and I felt like the best thing to do that was bodybuilding, and it's done that.
That's like some shit you see in a movie.
Yeah.
Like you were on this bender.
Yeah.
Looked yourself in the mirror and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Threw
got
drugs in the toilet.
Got like $150,000 when she passed away, and a year later I had $10,000 of it. I just blew through
So
it.
that's maybe what hit you. You're like, shit.
So it was more of a rock bottom hit than
yeah.
it was like something coming into your life to show
Exactly.
you. It was just like, fuck this.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was just like, I need to change. And you know, and everybody was trying to tell me I need to stop this, I need to stop that, but only way it was going to happen when I was ready to do it. And I finally got to that point when I was like, I need to change. And bodybuilding.
And you
was
were
it.
still, at that time, you were in Arizona, or you were in
I was
Minnesota?
in Minnesota, because I've
Okay.
been in Minnesota 12 years now.
Okay.
So I was in Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Minnesota.
So
What-
what? Sorry, go ahead.
When you started that, how difficult was it to stay consistent, or was it a full switch? Was it like a grinding every day to make sure you're staying on track?
No, it was a full switch.
It would just go?
It was really a full switch, because I really felt like I need to change. What I honestly felt like was when my mom was alive, I did all that part and I did all the drugs. And it hit me like my mom gave her life to give me life. So I got to honor that. You know what I mean? That's what I really felt like. She gave her life to give me life, so I had to honor that. And once I said I was doing bodybuilding, I stuck to it, and I hit the ground running. And
So you had been in the weight room and stuff previously because of sports and stuff.
yeah, a little,
So you
know,
had a
'cause
little. You
I
knew
had-
what to do a little bit.
Yeah, I knew what to do a little bit. You know, I used to lift during the wintertime, and in summertime, I used to just stop lifting.
Yeah.
I used to lose all the gains, and then wintertime come, I had to start lifting again. So 2014 through 15 was my first complete year of ever lifting weights all the way through. Other than that, it was like go, miss,
Yeah.
go for the whole, miss for the whole summer, go for the whole winter. That's how it was
Yeah.
for years until
Yeah.
2014.
So going back to your mother, did she pass suddenly, or was this?
Yeah, it was very sudden. You know, we
Yeah.
didn't know it was a dissecting coronary artery. We weren't even expected it. Didn't get to see my mom for a whole year. And then she came out to visit me and my brother out in Minnesota. And usually when she comes, I'm like, I'm going to go party. I'm going to go hang with this girl. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. And something told me, like, you know what? Stay and chill with my mom. Hang out with my mom. And I normally don't do that. She always comes to visit. And the fifth day of us being out there, got off work early, and I was about to come pick her up. We was going to go to Wisconsin, and I got that phone call. My mom used to love and come clean our house up. She's just come and clean. That's what she used to do. She's just a clean freak. She passed away at me and my brother's house going up the stairs, second set of stairs, with her Windex and towel in her hand. She passed away, so I got to spend the last 5 days with her. She could have passed away out there in Arizona, but he allowed her to come here to Minnesota, and, you know, we get to spend that last little time with my mom, and it was like...
Yeah, you said he. Were you spiritual before that or after?
Before that,
Yeah.
I was before that. And I wasn't so spiritual after it, you know what I mean?
Not immediately after.
Not
You were
immediately
angry.
after. I was angry, you know. They like, she's in a better place. No, a better place is here with me, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was mad, didn't understand why, you know what I mean? So, and I'm still not the most spiritual, but I'm religious. I believe in God, this and that, you know. But I'm not like, I go to church every Sunday, or like some of these, I'm blessed, this and that, you know. I'm not that type of person, but I am a religious person.
Yeah.
But I believe in the man above.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't even know that you guys were together the last 5 days. I didn't know that part of the story.
She was with us the last 5 days. And like I said, I used to go out partying, go out hanging out with the buddies, or go with the females. And some told me, don't do that, just chill with your mom. And I did that, and I got to spend the last days with her, you know what I mean? So it was wild, you know what I mean? When they told me, I was just on the freeway. I had the charger, and I was on the freeway, driving on the side of the freeway, just, and they got many calls saying it's a charger driving crazy on the freeway, and they called me and said, you got to pull over. And I pulled over, and they told me what happened. I just fainted on the side of the freeway. Somebody had to come drive my car
Literally
back
fainted.
literally fainted. Yeah, it was like unreal, because my mom was Superwoman, man. You know, it felt like that's the shit that happened in the movies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Healthy mom. She
So-
didn't smoke, she didn't drink, she didn't do none of that. Yeah.
So let's go back to what I was getting to with your upbringing and stuff. So obviously you're really close with your mom.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you grew up. Your mom was in Arizona and with your whole adult life
Yeah.
after you even left there.
Yep, even after
Okay.
I left there. You know, that was one of the hardest things, was to leave her. But like I said, I was in the streets tough, you know what I mean, hustling, you know what I mean? Like, I had a silver spoon in my mouth growing up.
You did.
Yeah,
That's what I want to get to. What was your childhood like?
I
Yeah.
was spoiled. I was a spoiled brat. I had everything I wanted, you know what I
Really?
mean? But growing up, my dad was on drugs real bad at one point in time. But I seen my dad at his lowest, crackhead, at his lowest, you know what I mean? And I remember going to visit him at rehab and stuff like that, you know? And then he got out of rehab and became the biggest crack dealer in Avondale, Arizona. I'm talking about the biggest, you know what I mean? So I'm a young kid going to the Boys and Girls Club mall with the kids and everything. I got $500,000 in my pocket, because daddy's a D-boy. He got it majorly, you know what I mean? So I was young, and I was old enough to see what was going on. So I always wanted that fast money. I wanted that. Even though I had the silver spoon in my mouth, I went that route, you know what I mean? I didn't want to stay doing the sports. I didn't want to stay doing this. I wanted to hustle. I wanted to get the fast money. I wanted to be a thug, bad boy. I wanted to do all that, and that's the route I took, you know what I mean? And I'm happy that I got out of Arizona, because no telling where I'd be at. You know, I got a couple buddies that's messaged me right now. It's crazy. They're in prison, and they got cell phones, they Instagram, everything like that, and he's doing life in prison.
That one guy messaged you when we were headed to the airport.
Yeah. And pawn shop robbery. And he did a pawn shop robbery, and I was supposed to do that robbery with him. Yeah, I was supposed to do that robbery with him, and the day we went to go check it out, the pawn shop was closed. We were supposed to go the next day, and they called me like, let's go do this robbery. I'm like, you know what, no, I'm not gonna do that. Told my other buddy, no, let's not do that. We're at the crib, rolling up a blunt, I smoked some weed, and boom, breaking story. Pawn shop robbery going bad. I'm just like, what? I got boys locked up in prison for life, and that was the life I was living. The breaking point of me leaving Arizona, it wasn't even my bullshit I was in. And long story short, I got the gun pointed to my head, like right at my head. I'm like, whoa, this is how Charles is about to go out right now. This is how it's about to happen. And luckily, my barber hit that dude's hand down. I jumped in the office, threw the refrigerator down in front of the door, and laid in front of the door. My boy comes up with all kind of guns, ready to do this. And I was like, we're going to come back the next day. We came back the next day. That same dude that pulled the gun on me was there, had guns on me and everything. They told me, Charles, if you're ready to shoot, I'm ready to shoot. I'm with you. And, you know, I looked, and I'm like, this shit ain't for me. Okay. And I told them, I'm going home.
Hang on, this is a lot for me to digest right now.
Yeah.
Let me stop you for a second here. Okay, whoa.
Yeah.
There's a lot we need to unpack here. So were your folks? Did they divorce when you were a young age, or
no,
did
they were
stay
together for they were together for a long time. They were together for a long time, and then they got divorced when I was like a freshman in high school.
Okay, so up to this, so I would imagine your mom, you're wanting to go the direction of your dad. Your mom's trying to point you in the other direction. I'm assuming, or
she wasn't really trying to point me because she didn't know. You know what I mean?
Oh.
When it came to school, good grades, I was.
Oh, you hit it. Okay.
I had all the grades, I had all this, and I had all that. So it wasn't like I was out there getting arrested doing this. I was good at, I was doing the bullshit, but I had that good persona going. You know what I mean?
But she knew what your dad was doing.
Yeah, she knew what my dad was doing. My mom was a G. My mom was a G. She hung beside my dad. When my dad was on the streets, cracked out, she used to pick him up, take him home, make him shower, eat some food, give him some money, let him go back out there, do what he do, because that's what he wanted to do. And then when he got out, he wanted to be the big, and she was right there with him. You know what I mean? My mom's a G. She's a rider. So, yeah, she stuck with my dad the whole time.
Okay, so then freshman year of high school, your dad's kind of obviously moved out, and then it was just you and your mother in high school.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go back to this. Whew, so you're going to kill this guy.
Nah, yeah.
You were thinking about killing
I
this
was
guy.
thinking about killing this guy, and, you know, and I was like, this ain't for me. Right hand of God. I looked at him. I looked at my fellas, and I'm like, this ain't for me. And they looked at me. They like, we respect that, Charles.
And the guy is right there in front of you
right
at
there
this
in front
time?
of me. When I walk up, he's like on the side of me, like where the door is at. When I walk up, he like, oh, he got a gun on him today. He's strapped up. And that day that he put the gun on me, I usually have a gun on me, but I left it in the car because I'm at the barbershop with my fellas. So it's like I don't need the gun on me. So luckily I didn't have the gun on me, because what if I'd have pulled it, something would have happened. And that next day I would just I'm like, this ain't for me. You know what I mean? And I told them this ain't for me, and they respected that.
And
when I told them that,
how
they
old were
respected
you at this point?
I don't know. I was 20, in the 20s. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
And shortly after that, that's when I was like, I need to get out of Minnesota. And
Out of Arizona.
Out of Arizona. And a year or so after that is when I got out of Arizona. And, you know, that saved my life right there.
Now, and you can talk about, if you don't want to talk about it in great detail about your brother, but was your brother part of you getting out of Arizona as well, or was that two separate instances?
That was two separate incidents, because I lived in Wisconsin for a year before I moved to Minnesota. Yeah.
Okay. But at a point, you were out with him in L.A. too, right?
No, never.
Okay.
Never.
All right.
Never.
So you have one brother? Or?
One brother.
Okay. Older or younger?
Younger. Yeah.
And then what path did he go down?
He took the good path, because I made sure he took the good path. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was the older brother, and I made sure,
You didn't want him to be a part
I
of
didn't want to be a part of it. So if anything ever went on in Arizona, Avondale, where I was at, and he got into some bullshit, they know who they had to answer to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was not trying to toot my own horn, but I was a bad boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People feared me. You know what I mean? So when it came to Charles Griffin's little brother, just keep him away, because he's on that good path. And I was the brother and the daddy at one point in time, and I was able to keep my brother from that life that I chose to live for a while. You know.
Would you say your dad, was he like very present in your guys' lives, or?
Yeah, he was always very present.
He was always
very present. You know, I thank my dad for the stuff that I did, because what everything I went through made me who I am. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that person he was.
What's your dad doing now?
He works his 9-to-5 job, this and that.
So he's straightened out?
He's straightened out. Yeah, he's straightened out now. You know what I mean? But you know,
He works at a halfway house, or
he works at a halfway house. So it's like people that have alcohol problems, they come out, and my cousin owns the halfway house, and my dad stays there and takes care of everybody, does all the stuff for him, runs the whole house and stuff. So yeah.
You don't have to answer this, but so were you in a gang?
No, you know, I was never in a gang, but I was affiliated with all of them.
You were affiliated.
I was with all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was hanging out with all of them.
You got along with all of them?
I got along with all
neutral?
of them. Yeah, I was kind of neutral. You know what I mean? I was like, all of them fuck with me, because I'm back in the day, Baby Charles, that was my name. So I had love everywhere. So I wasn't officially in the game. Mama would have whooped my ass if I was in the game. So I was always with her, but Mama would have whooped that ass if I was in the game.
So as you got older, did your mom find any of this stuff out ever?
Oh yeah, she found it all out. When she found out everything. One day I came home, and I walked in the house, and she like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh shit." It was a box, and it was nothing but weed in there. It was like 8 pounds of weed, and I was like, yeah, some weed. What are you doing with that? I got laid off on a job. Ain't nobody hiring. I want to make some money. And she like, be careful. Threw it back underneath the bed. And shortly after that, I was like, it's time to get out of my mom's house now. It's time to get out of my mom's house. She didn't want to take my money to help pay rent. She didn't want none of that. And I was like, you know what? I am my own man. I got all this weed and shit. I got all this. I need to take this out of my mom's house. And that's when I got out of my mom's house. And she didn't sleep at night. You know, they was always waiting for that phone call, like, who is this? Where's this Charlie? Did something happen? Did something happen? When I finally left Arizona, that's when they finally got some sleep. Like, okay. But
why'd you pick Minnesota?
You know, my brother got a job there. And you know, my brother got drafted by the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I know. I knew that. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it or
I
not.
really don't want to talk about my brother, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Because, you know, this is about me. This is
Yeah.
about my life, you know what I mean? He has his own story. This is my story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be real. We don't have the best relationship, you know what I mean? So this is the raw truth right here. I'm going to be raw truth. We
Yeah.
don't have the best relationship. So I don't even want to talk about him, you know what I mean? But that's why that's why I moved to Minnesota.
Were you guys on good terms then? Or
Yeah, we were on good terms then. We were on real good terms then. Then when he got on the Vikings, then that's when stuff started getting, you know, a little iffy. But and that's why I moved to Minnesota, because he was like, you know, you want to move to Minnesota? I'm like, yeah, I don't like Wisconsin. Let's move to Minnesota, and that's what brought me to Minnesota.
Man.
But yeah, I've been through it. I lived a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've had some life, man.
Yeah, I lived a little bit. So that's why all this bodybuilding, all this stuff, I'm getting all the love I'm getting. Like in Minnesota, I'm the top of the food chain. You know what I mean? Like I'm the #1 fitness person in Minnesota, #1 bodybuilder in Minnesota. Ain't nobody name bigger than mine. So for me to accomplish that and get the love I'm doing and inspiring people to do good shit and not to pop this pill or smoke this and smoke that. Come on now, my mom's up there shining. She up there smiling right now because of the shit I'm doing now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
so bodybuilding to you, it's bigger than just.
It is big.
This is bigger than going to the Olympia. It's bigger than a pro card. It's bigger.
Bodybuilding got me off death row. That's what I like to call it. You know what I mean? I was on death row until I found bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But
so-
in another way, from my perspective, watching you and getting to know you, like, because you've lived life on a bigger scale in terms of realizing what really matters, you know, losing people, going through real life or death situations. Like, bodybuilding also doesn't consume who Charles is.
Not at all.
You know, like, we can hang out for hours and we don't even talk about bodybuilding,
Yep.
you know, and like, you're one of those guys that operates and eats your meals and does your stuff, but it's not like all consuming of who you are as a person.
No, not at all.
And that's one thing that I wanted to share from my perspective about him, is because it's like, you know, I think the last time we were together in Indianapolis is one of the times that, because it was just you and I a lot, more so than other shows.
Yeah.
If other people were around,
Yeah.
we got to have more of these like intensive conversations. And a lot of the time that we were there, outside of me looking at your physique and analyzing the next move or whatever, like, we didn't talk about bodybuilding at all. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go into that. So you guys, to your guys' relationship, when did you guys start working together?
2018, after Indy Pro, I was about to lose it. I was angry. Like, I felt like I should have beat Kuklo, and I was mad I didn't come in like my coach had me in, and then Matt and Nathan Diaz talked me off the cliff. They calmed me down. They're like, you know, calm me down, calm
Did
me
you guys
down.
know each other at that time?
Well,
or-
we did. We actually met for the first time at Nationals.
Yep,
Remember
yep,
in 2017 we
yep,
met at Nationals.
yep.
Wait,
and-
hang on. What year did you turn pro?
15.
15. I
Yeah.
remember.
No,
yeah.
actually, so then
No,
we met.
yeah, 15.
At the Nationals.
At Nationals, 2015.
Yeah, I remember, as a heavyweight.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
And then, wait, and you started bodybuilding what year?
2014.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So
was
for all
on
you
a
guys listening, he turned
fast
pro.
track.
Yeah, fast track.
Fast track. Because, like, I seen what bodybuilding did. It saved my life. So I was like, blinders.
Yeah.
Forget everything. I'm about to turn pro in this bodybuilding.
Did you have a coach right off the bat?
Yeah, I had a coach. My first show I didn't. When I won Mr. Minnesota, I didn't. But when I went to Nationals, I
Did
had
you
a
diet
coach.
for that? Did you just roll in and show up? Or
No, kind of basically.
little
That's
bit?
what I kind of did. You know what I mean? I was eating, like, I was still dieting, but I was still cheating on my diet, doing
Yeah.
what I did. And I basically won that show off genetics. I didn't know how to pose. I didn't know how to do nothing. I was just a freak. You know what I mean? They was like, they didn't expect me to come in. One guy, I didn't know nothing about bodybuilding. I'm sitting there naked, getting tagged, and dude was like, "Yeah, you remind me of David Henry." I'm like,
who?
"Okay, yeah, nice." David Henry, nice. Yeah, I went and Google. Okay, that's a compliment. That's
Okay,
a
what
compliment.
bodybuilders did you know at the time? Any?
Really, none of them. Like, I knew Ronnie, Arnold. You know,
The main
the
big
main
ones.
the main big ones. I had to do my studying on what's this and what's that, because I thought Hulk Hogan was a bodybuilder at one point in time. I like, Hulk Hogan's a pro bodybuilder. No, Hulk Hogan ain't none of that bodybuilder. So I had to I had to figure out what was what and who was who. And
When did you learn who Chris Bumstead was?
I learned what Chris Bumstead was
2 hours
when
ago.
He's like,
you know, I met Chris at the 2018 Olympia, but I knew Chris before then. You know what I mean? When he came on the scene
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
yeah, that's funny. Gosh, there's so much to go over here.
I'm curious. You mentioned the feeling you have now in Minnesota being respected for bodybuilding, which to you is a everyone is more of a positive thing.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned a similar feeling of the love and respect you got as baby Charles, or he called you from the hood and everything.
Yeah.
How does that difference in love feel to you, and how do you like?
It's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same, you know what I mean? Because it was love. I was respected and I was loved. Like, and it was like, some people fear me, but most of the love in Arizona was baby Charles. That was love, you know what I mean? Because my whole family's big in Arizona, so that everybody knew who baby Charles was. So I was just love, and I got a lot of respect. So love is love, you know what I mean?
But
so,
do you like feel a different value or appreciation for?
It
now versus then or something?
Yeah, now I do. Yeah, the love I'm getting now is, I feel like the love I'm getting now is more genuine, like more real. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I could put it.
I know you're trying to
like
say.
this makes you more proud of yourself for this
exactly.
love. 'Cause you earned this for being
basically, it's
a
more
person.
legitimate.
Yeah.
You're doing it by more legitimate means.
Exactly.
If I could, imagine.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And like you said, your mom would be proud of this.
Oh, she'd be super proud. You know what I mean? Because like, the life I'm living now, you know, like ever since I got off the stage with Cal Pro, this and that, I don't even drink. I don't even smoke weed no more. I don't do this. I don't do that.
Nothing.
Like nothing. Like, and I can. It ain't like I'm a bodybuilder, but I can still have drinks. I can still smoke weed, but I don't want none of that. You know what I mean? I have a glass of red wine or something like that, but for my mom to be like, he ain't drinking or smoking or nothing like that, whoa. But I'm gonna turn up after the Olympia when I get into that. When I get into that nice place, and when I get this year Olympia, we turning up. We getting drunk at Olympia.
Yeah.
But until then,
I'll get drunk with you.
Yeah.
Man, I think Chris had that question because Chris can relate because he's from the streets of Ottawa. Chris was also known as Baby Chris.
Yeah.
Baby bum.
Baby Bum was, he was neutral with all the gangsters in Ottawa. So
totally.
is that? So I find this intriguing because all three of us obviously didn't have that kind of upbringing.
Yeah.
So is that normal for like someone to be in your position neutral with other? I feel like that's abnormal. I feel like they would just not like
To be
with
neutral with numerous gangs.
Yeah,
It's all good because if you're not like,
I know, but I feel like that's not typical.
yeah, it is. You know, it is.
It
you
is?
could be typical. It is like you could be the cool guy.
Yeah.
Because you're not gangbanging. You're not claiming this set. You're not claiming that set. You just a dude that's respected and you cool with everybody and they show love with everybody. It ain't like I'm running back to them telling them this, running back to them telling them this. You know, it's just I'm just a cool dude that's getting respected by everybody.
And
you
you're
know
probably just straight up with everybody.
Yeah, and I'm baby Charles. I grew up in Avondale my whole life. You know what I mean? My uncles, aunts, grandmas live from block to block like that. Like my family's huge in Arizona, so I'm like, that's.
Did you have anybody looking out for you though, like you did your brother?
Oh yeah,
Like those guys? Did they?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did they want you to kind of not affiliate with?
Of course they did.
A gang a
Yeah,
little bit,
of course
kind of
they
like
did.
I don't know, kind of like Tupac.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Charles is like Tupac.
You said that. I didn't say that. I did not say that.
His album's dropping next week.
So what made you like choose in essence that life that you chose for yourself, and you saw your dad and you wanted that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
that's
mom
a good
also
question.
supported him, so it didn't necessarily show that that wasn't something she didn't want in a man.
Yeah.
But what made you then want to make the difference for you to make that decision and you not to want that for your brother?
You know, because I knew it was wrong.
So why did you choose it?
Because I don't, because that's what was just around me. It's easy to get soaked up in a life when that's what you're around.
But
know
you
what I
also
mean?
said you were attracted by the money.
Yeah, the money, that was great. The money was great,
Big life.
and big life, you know what I mean? I was surrounded by it, so of course I knew it was bad, but I still wanted that fast life, that money, this and that. And like I said, I had a good head on my shoulders. I knew what I was doing wrong, so I made sure that I didn't let my brother do that. You know what I mean? So, and he got a full ride scholarship to USC, this and that. I took pride in that. I took pride in him doing the stuff that he did because I kept him from doing the shit I did because I was a genetic freak. Football, I should have been in the league. I should have been doing something.
Yeah,
but
let's talk about that.
Yeah, I wanted to do the stupid stuff. You know what I mean?
What position did you play?
Tailback.
Oh, a tailback.
Running back. Yeah,
So did you play all through high school?
That's the thing. Back in the day, name the big, small running backs back in the day. There weren't too many small running backs back in Barry Sanders. That's it.
Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, and it was like, it was very rare. Now football has evolved. Now you see little short dudes. As long as you got fast and you strong, they give me that burn. And back in Arizona, it's summertime, man. I'm not trying to run. I'm not trying to be outside in football and doing summer football. I'm trying to
120 degrees.
Yeah, I'm trying to be in the pool parties. I'm trying to party, do this. So I didn't get the burn I was getting because I didn't show up to all the summer stuff in football.
Yeah.
So my freshman and sophomore year, I played football, and then I was still better than everybody. I swear I was still better than everybody, but just because I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't get that burn. I was like, you know what, fuck football. And I played basketball all 4 years. I was a 3-year letterman on basketball my sophomore, junior, senior year. I was dope at basketball, but I had to be spectacular at my height. You know what I mean? Because I grew like 6 or 7 inches 1 year. I just grew out of nowhere. I was like 5'3", playing varsity basketball my sophomore, junior, senior year. And then my junior to senior year, I hit a little growth spurt and everything like that, like 6-7 inch growth spurt. But
What was your body like in high school? Like,
everybody thought at 5 years, 6 years old, my mom had me lifting weights. You got that little boy lifting weights? Why? Because I was always rocked up and cut up, but you never knew I had muscles until I took my shirt off. You know what I mean? So when I was out clubbing, this and that, I wanted the ladies to see I had muscles, so I just take the shirt off. Oh, he rocked up, you know what I mean? Like, dang, I didn't know he was like that, you know what I mean? But now it's different. I can have a 3X comfort shirt on. They like, oh, he rocked up. So I was always had the crazy cuts and this and that, just didn't have the mass, but we just got some crazy genetics in our family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your brother ripped too?
No, he's not.
He's not, right?
I would know he's not ripped.
He's like football big.
Yeah, he's like football big.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't mess with me when
Does
it
he
comes
eat?
to.
Does he eat like shit?
I don't even know. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I really don't even care.
Yeah.
I
Who
really
cares about
don't.
him?
Yeah.
Going back to Chris's question, like, I think why you chose that path was you just didn't have the wisdom that you have now, and it's hard to turn down that kind of money.
Yeah.
Would you say?
No, because I had the wisdom. I knew it was wrong. I did. I knew what I was doing was not, I wasn't supposed to be doing it, but it was just like, this is what it is. This is what I'm around, and this is what
Yeah,
I'm
but it
I'm
still
making.
overpowered you knowing it was wrong.
Well,
is
there's a
what I'm
difference
saying.
between knowing it's wrong and understanding the
Yeah.
real long-term
Yeah.
Yeah,
effect
now
that can
you
come, the
just-
circumstances that will come long-term.
Yeah. Okay. So the breaking point of me when I was like, okay, I'm done with this hustling. I'm done with this. Like, I was doing like a huge deal, 500 pounds, and I was about to make $150 off each pound. And long story short, that my guy that I was plugging, he was plugging his guy was the police, and my guy, my plug got popped. He got some years. My name didn't end up on affidavit, and I was this close to getting caught. And I was doing a 500-600 pound deal. I'm talking about
75 grand.
Huh?
I just did the math. So you're
Oh,
75,000.
500 pounds, $150 off each pound. And then I was about to send that back to Milwaukee and get $1,500 off every pound. So all the money I made, $75,000, I was gonna buy some more weed and then send that over there, and I was gonna double up my money. And that was gonna be big. Back then, that's huge money, huge money. Still good money right now, that's huge money. And I was this close from getting caught, right-handed guy. I was like, whoa. And that was a breaking point with me. You know how much money I left with out of that deal? $5,000. Because the weed I bought, we had in the Chevy Trailblazer. The cops came that next day, towed that away, busted the house, this and that. I walked away with $5,000, gave that to my mom, and I became a telemarketer.
No way.
Swear to God, right-handed guy, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Oh, my mother, rest in peace. I was like, that was just too close of a call for me. Like, I can't go to jail. Like, they say, when people say this dude is snitching, that dude is snitching, I'm not going to take the rap for nobody. So in order for me to keep myself out of that, I'm just going to stop hustling, because if I get popped, I don't know what I'm going to do. You're putting pressure on somebody. Oh, this dude is snitching. It's easy to call this dude a snitch, but put yourself in them shoes.
Yeah.
If they're giving you 15, 20 years, what you going to do? You going to sit there and take it for everybody? So I know how I felt, and I'm a real person. I got 100% real tat on me. So I said, I'm done. And I threw that Boost Mobile over there, gave that my mom $5,000, and I became a telemarketer. I was a telemarketer rolling up with a Hemi Charger on 22s to the bump it. They was like, who is this?
The car was paid
I'm
off.
like this. Yeah, I'm like this. Yeah, car wasn't paid off. Payment was high. So that savings
Interest was high.
Oh, interest was real high. That savings I had, that dwindled away for that car. You know, we had to get rid of that shit because I couldn't handle it at that time.
Do you think part of it was that, like, I think because until boys reach a certain age, regardless of in their eyes, they want to be like their dad.
Yeah.
You know, do you think part of it was like,
Oh, for sure.
I mean, even though you saw your dad at his lowest, like
Yeah.
you still wanted to be like him?
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Minus the drugs he was on, the crackhead and all that shit. Minus
Would
all
your
that.
dad tell you don't be like me? Or
Yeah, he would.
He would.
No, he would. He would. He would. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was good at what I did. I hit it. I was getting straight A's, 4 A's, 2 B's in school, not getting in trouble.
Did your dad know you were doing that stuff?
No,
or
no.
Oh, so he didn't even know.
I hit it from all of them.
Would your dad have whooped your ass too?
Yeah, he would have tried. He would have tried. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
and then it got to a point where I was old enough now, and it was like, okay, this is what I'm doing, and they couldn't tell me not to do that because I'm not 18 no more. I'm 22, 23 years old. I'm doing my own thing now, so I'm making my own. So they couldn't tell
Yeah.
me not to do what I do. Once they found out, it was like I'm my own man now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you seem to have this. I mean, we've been sitting here, 20, 30 minutes, and you've told 4 or 5 stories where you had
Close calls.
close calls where it seems like, I don't want to make this anything about religion or anything, but like you've always had this little voice in your head or
The man
something.
above, the
that
man
just-
above was looking out for me.
Somebody's looking out for you because that's too many coincidences.
the man above was looking out for me for real because all the like from after my mom passed, the shit I was doing, you know what I mean? Like for real, after my mom died, the shit I was doing, it was just like I didn't kill myself, I didn't get hurt, I didn't get that. That's somebody looking out for me. I had a lot of incidents where I got looked out for, so I feel like I'm in the spot I'm supposed to be doing because the amount of messages I get on a daily basis about me inspiring and me doing this and me doing that and this and that, I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being some type of public figure where I could share my story and inspire this person to be better or this person's in a very dark place. Well, Charles did this, and look, my shit's not even near that, so if he got out of that, I could get out of that, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be, you know what I mean? Like right here doing this podcast, telling my story.
You've got a platform now.
Who's going to listen to this and they're going to be like, damn. And it could change somebody, you know what I mean? Like so by me changing and helping out a couple people, shit, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know what I mean?
100%, man. That's what it's all about.
Right,
Right?
right.
I mean, I think that's why, you have these 2 guys here. I think they've got platforms
Yeah.
and they're real.
Yeah,
And that's what the world needs.
Yeah.
You know, Chris Bumstead is what he says he is on his Instagram. Matt
Yeah.
Jansen is what he says he
you
is on
won't
his
get,
Instagram.
that platform won't be there for you if you ain't being real.
That's right.
And
They'll catch you.
Huh?
They'll catch
They
you.
catch you because what's in the dark always comes to light. Always, you know what I mean? And I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's great, man. I mean, this is an awesome message.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. I mean, I didn't know any of that about you.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
I lived the life, man. I lived the life. So right now, me coming to Florida, doing all this, doing all that, like Scott was like, we could give you some time for yourself and just chill. I don't need no time for myself. This is what I'm supposed
This
to be
is
doing.
it.
I love
It's your
this.
purpose.
Film all you want to do. You want to film me eating every rice grain? Let's do that. You know what I mean? Let's do it all because, like I said, I'm not going to be bodybuilding forever. So while I'm doing it, I want to continue to try to leave my mark and go hard as I can in the pain until I can't bodybuild no more. You know what I mean?
What would
Yeah.
you say to people that were in your shoes when you were younger now? Knowing what you know now, if you could talk to young Charles
If I could talk to young Charles,
or kids, any kids that are in your position where you used to be.
that street life, that life
Yeah.
that you see, that life that you see people doing, it ain't that cool. You know what I mean? It ain't what it is. Do the boring stuff. You know what I mean? Set yourself up for the future person you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's what's cool.
That's what's cool. You know what I mean? I wish I'd have did that. You know what I mean? I wish I'd have got a hold of it a little sooner so I could set myself up. But it's not too late. I'm setting myself up now for, for future Charles. You know what I mean? But I would just say, be the boring person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you think you are missing somebody, not turning up with them, you ain't missing shit. You know what I mean? What you need to think about is your future self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great message. That's what's cool.
That's what's cool.
That's what's cool.
It sounds boring, but that's what's real cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think too, you might have started this in 2014, but just in my eyes, from you getting off stage in Tampa last year, your belief in yourself
It's crazy now.
has gone up. So yeah, like what Charles is saying is what he thought at one time was cool wasn't cool, and what he's now fully involved himself in has completely changed his life. But yet through that, you've still continued to evolve.
Yeah.
You know, and I think maybe going through the hardships that you went, we haven't even talked about it, but going through the hardships that you went through in bodybuilding, and, you know, the losses and the misfortunes in placing and the hernia injury and all these things, you know, I think we had a really, like, for lack of a better word, come to Jesus moment in Indianapolis after your show.
Yeah.
You know, we had some intensive conversation.
Yeah.
And we actually had 2 intensive conversations after your show, but the second one, you looked at me in the eye and you said, Matt, watch. Like, they haven't seen the Charles that I'm about to show yet.
Yeah.
You know, and then the best version of you ever stepped on stage at the Cal.
Yeah.
And then I believe the best version is yet to come Olympia time.
It's on.
You know, so it's just cool because you are continuing, you're 40 years old, but you're continuing to mature. You're continuing to, again, I think the belief in yourself, because I think a part of somebody, like, the value that you have on yourself, if you're somebody that's gangbanging, if you're somebody that's involved in that crowd, I would say at times might not be that high. Yeah. You know, like, but now the respect and the belief that you have in yourself is the highest that it's ever been.
Yeah.
Which has just been cool for me to see, you know, from 2018 to now, how you've continued to just grow as a person.
Yeah.
It's been very cool, you know, and even this moment of you sitting out here at this table, being a part of Raw, this has been a conversation that you and I have had behind the scenes for years.
Yeah.
But I was encouraging you, knowing what I know about the company, that Charles, keep working on yourself. Charles, keep believing in yourself, you know, and then it's going to come. And then also, to your credit, you didn't want to just jump on and start to post about this company, that company, the other, just for the sake of being associated, rather than being with somebody and a company that you really wanted to be with, you know, which was also really cool to see.
Yeah.
Because again, I think going back to the first thing I said about you, like, you're not so consumed in bodybuilding that you had to have a supplement sponsor. You had to be, you know, posting, you know, like, because I think at the end of the day, you're doing this truly for reasons that you believe in, and not for what everybody else on social media thinks about you. You know, and I think that's like a really powerful thing.
Yeah.
It's extremely powerful. You got anything? I know you got something brewing in your brain. You want to take us? You want to take us out with any closing thoughts? Or
I'm just listening, just
This has been
picturing
awesome.
if you have you call a telemarketer and you hear, "Hey guys, I can save you 5% of all car insurance." No, but I mean, have you shared the story before, like, to this extent?
Not to this extent. Like, only thing I really shared about my story was just like the passing of my mother. But all the drug life and all this and all that, you know, I never shared. This is the first time I really just got raw and truth and got into detail about everything. You know what I mean? I hit it on the little light level, but I never dove in, dive, and tell everybody everything. So it's the first time. Yeah.
No, well, we appreciate you, and I'm sure everybody listening appreciates it too. And
yes, sir.
Like you said, this message inspiring a lot of people. Probably not that many gangbangers, but there's definitely a lot of people right now who are like enjoying, like, oh, let's gonna go party. I'm gonna do this. I'm thinking about my future. What's like this fun, fleeting thing in front of me?
Yeah.
And if they can, like you said, be like, oh fuck, his story's way harder than mine. Like, time to get my shit together.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. So
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is very powerful stuff. Thank you very much for sharing with
You're
it. We'll have to
welcome.
do a part 2, just more on the, I think, bodybuilding hardships.
Yeah, I think he's going to come back. So
Yeah, we'll do a part
for the
2,
Olympia.
and let's get into that stuff. But this, I wanted to lay the foundation down so people can get an idea of who Charles is. And I mean, this is awesome, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Good.
Peace.
Peace.
Good.
beautiful.
Good job.
Thank you.
You probably got a million more.
A lot more than I was just like,
You probably got a million more stories, man. I mean, that's some good shit.
shooting out of the back of the truck. Let's shoot up.